Hey guys. Okay, so as you can tell from my title, today is a story time about the time I got a concussion. So about on Thursday, I'm in the gym and I'm playing basketball with my friends, and these two new guys ask me, my friend, hey, you want to play? We say, yeah, I'll go over there, and we start a game. We're playing and we're getting the shoot, three-pointer, half court, and I'm trying to receive a pass from my friend when this one, like the tallest guy, his arm, he like lifts it up to like intercept the pass, and his arm comes down straight on my nose, and I'm just like taken aback real quick. I'm like, oh my god. So tears are in my eyes, and like that's probably the worst thing that's going on right now. And I'm like, don't make much of it. We finish our game. Good game, guys. Hey, hey, hey. And we walk over to the black line, waiting for the bell to ring. So I'm sitting here waiting for the bell to ring, not thinking much of it, but start to feel the pain in my nose. It's like, not very much, but when the bell rings, like, it takes me back, and I'm like, ooh, that was weird. And so I walk down, I'm walking down the hallway, and I start to get lightheaded. I'm like, what's going on? So I tell my friend Brie, I'm like, I do not feel well, dude. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, my nose is killing me. Like, my head hurts. She's like, all right, we can go to the nurse. I'll walk with you. So she walks me down the nurse and ends up telling them that her stomach hurts because she got hit with a ball. And you will not believe, like, that's the story she made up. But when we walk down to the nurse, you will not believe that there are like 7 people in the nurse's office. And the nurse's office is not even as big as my room is. There are 7 children in here, and they're all just laying here like the nurse isn't talking to any of them. So I walk in, and the nurse is sitting here like. So we're all just waiting here, and then the nurse decides to talk to us. Sweetheart, is everything all right with you? Everything. I've decided today that I will go through everybody from the order they came in because there are so many of you. So she's like asking this one girl, and these 2 girls are like talking the whole time, right? There's nothing wrong with them. So she asked the one girl, like, is everything all right? She's like, all right, is everything all right with you? Are you okay? What seems to be the problem today? And this little girl comes up and says, yeah, my nose is stuffy, my head hurts, and my tummy is really hurting, So the nurse takes her temperature, and there's nothing wrong with her. It's like 97.5, normal temperature for a kid her age. Then she asks the girl that she was talking to, is she okay? Is everything alright? And this little girl has the audacity to sit here and just repeat what her friend says, like, oh yeah, same thing that she has, like, everything she has. Like, it's really weird, but yeah. So me and my friend are like looking at each other like, come on, now how real is this? And she ends up asking my friend, is everything alright with her? And my friend's like, yeah, my tummy hurt, and like, whatever. Can you give me an ice pack because it hurts? Yeah, I'll give you an ice pack. And she gives her an ice pack and ends up sending the one girl and my friend to, back upstairs or whatever. She sends my friend back upstairs, and then the other little girl goes out to the office to wait to get picked up. So there's another little girl in here who's like, yeah, at recess, my ankle, like, I was playing a game with some kids, and a little boy tackled me, and now my ankle, like, really hurts, and, like, I can't even walk on it. So the nurse gives her everything that she needs or whatever and sends her back upstairs. And there's one little girl who's sitting here, who's one of the ones who just kept talking. The nurse tells her, like, this and that. She lets her call her mom, and when she calls her mom cannot pick her up. So we sat here for 40 minutes straight for nothing. I'm lightheaded, dizzy, almost incoherent of anything going on around me. And this little girl wants to take her good old time because her nose is stuffy. Her mom's like, I can't pick you up. So the nurse decides to tell her, like, you can't sit down here for an hour, because the girl was there before I even got there. She said, you cannot sit down here for an hour, no symptoms, not throwing up, and then just not go home. Like, this is not okay. You missed that much of school. She's like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And she walks out. So finally, the nurse gets to me and she's asking me questions. Like, when I blink, it's like 3 seconds later, I still can't see anything around me. I'm dizzy, I'm sleepy, and I went to bed early last night, so I shouldn't be sleeping. I'm freaking out, and I'm like, yes, this and that. So she calls my mom cell phone number twice. My mom doesn't pick up. She calls my house number. They don't pick up. So I sit here for about an hour. She's like, you can lay down, this and that. I sit here for about an hour until my parents call back. And from then on, like, I do not remember anything. I do remember my mom coming upstairs and getting me. And then I just remember, like, almost automatically just appearing into the hospital. So we're there, and all I remember is them trying to wake me up and, like, saying, don't go to sleep, because when you go to sleep and you have a concussion, you could possibly be stuck like that. Like, you could go into a coma, something like that. I don't know. But I remember us getting home, and, like, I remember there was this point where I just felt like I'd woken up, and my mom, like, I had gone to sleep at the house, and my mom calls me, like, downstairs, and she's like, how are you feeling? So I tell her, I'm feeling better, my head still hurts, and she tells me that this was a crazy ride. She tells me that when she picked me up, I was asking about my sister coming home from that school when she no longer goes to that school. She was telling me that I was asking her about a kid who no longer goes to my school that I used to have a crush on. She says that I was also asking about my second grade recital. I was asking her, I had to go, telling her I had to go, that we couldn't miss this, that this was mandatory. And she was like, sweetheart, when it was there, it was never mandatory. Well, I literally don't remember any of this. And to this day, I still don't remember talking about this stuff. I was completely out of my mind, didn't know what I was talking about, and all I have are, like, the stories that they're telling me. I also prevalently remember, like, wanting to ask about my last year's crush, like, ask my sister about him, because she used to tell me stories because they were in the same grade. But I remember wanting to ask her, but, like, he doesn't go to my school, and I knew that, so I wouldn't ask her. This was just crazy, and I still, to all the people who are watching this that go to my school, I will not be back until Tuesday. I still have a mild concussion. I have to get checked out before I come to school and end up having a seizure on the steps or something. But thank you to all my friends who did call me or text me and ask me, was I okay? You guys are the bomb diggity, and thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and tell me what you thought. Bye. Thanks for watching.